So if you're like me, you've probably felt this feeling of like being burnt out or being frustrated. And I think the worst part about that feeling is like the whole build-up. You feel like it's kind of like this slow rolling ball, where just like one day you feel a little bit, it's coming on, the next day more and more and more, and it just keeps accumulating, building up, and then finally you explode or you have to deal with it. And learning a way to like deal with it is like super hard. I found that like it's hard to stop that feeling when it keeps coming and coming. And lately I've definitely been feeling that way, working on like our blog, on our website, and on trying to build this like whole revenue stream for ourselves, and through this like company, or like through this kind of brand type of thing. And it's been difficult because you like don't always see the results as quickly as you want, and when you see these little fails, or you don't see as much improvement or as much successes that you would like to, it can be difficult, and it's just like a little bit defeating to feel that. And I've definitely been feeling that way over the last couple of days, and I'm trying to figure out like, one, how to not explode and like get upset with Pooja, because it's not her fault. It's something that I'm feeling, and even though we're working on all this together and stuff, it's still my responsibility to try to figure out how to deal with these emotions and how to cope with them. And of course, she's there to help, and she always makes that clear. But there are times when I see myself, or like not at the time while it's happening, of course, it's always retrospectively, but while it's happening, like I get a little testy and stuff with her, and then retrospectively like, oh, I kind of, whoops, I was a jerk there, and so trying to figure out ways to not build up and explode in that manner is something that I've been thinking of and working on. And if you've ever felt this, like, let me know, like, how are some of the ways that you kind of cope with these feelings and how you cope with these issues and stuff like that. But what I found is something important for me is to like, I have been bad at planning. I know what I want to do. We want to build our brand and website and blog and all this kind of stuff, but I lack the planning sometimes. I'm just like I'm so concentrated on getting it done. I just do. And then when you finish the things that you wanted to do and then you don't have a next step, you feel like you're wasting time. And that's something that I've felt like I need to do a better job at planning, like what's the next step, how to continue, and even to take a day away from the doing aspect and just planning things out, because that way I'll save a bunch of time on during the day when I spend 1 hour in the morning trying to figure out what I'm doing, then doing it, and you get this like feeling of burnt out. And that's something I'm realizing that like we need to work on as a team, and for myself, is to do better at planning to avoid like burnout. And I think another reason that I felt this burnout and this frustration is, like I said, not seeing the results. And you see other people, you see other brands, businesses, companies, other successful people online, social media, whatever it might be, and you see them like overnight success, right? They just like flip a switch and then all of a sudden they blow up, and you're like, why can't I have that? And so another thing that I think I need to work on is understanding that like everyone's timeline is different, and it doesn't just work like that where you can just like blow up instantly and everything. So I think not comparing oneself or myself to other people and other successes is important as well, and understanding that it'll just take different timeline. So I think those are like two really big things. I don't know, there's probably more, but I'm just like so discombobulated and frustrated with what's going on that I don't, it's difficult to think. Let me know if you guys have these feelings, or how you cope with these feelings, or how you get past these feelings and stuff like that. But update for the day is we're at Brew Together, and I had a nice little lunch, had some coffee. I wish we had coffee at home and then wouldn't need to come out as much, but no coffee, no way to make it, sadly. But Brew Together right behind me, you can see it's like really, really nice, right? It's a nice, they got an outside area, inside area. It's nice. The food is always amazing, like always consistent, but it's empty. Every day we come here, empty, which is quite different than when we go to Town Coffee, which is less than a kilometer away, maybe 1.5 kilometers at most. And that place is packed, like they have no tables available, nothing. And here we're the only ones. I think 2 customers have come here, and This is about marketing that I mentioned in a video the other day. And I think that's another frustrating aspect of things for me is like, I wish I had a cafe, or I wish I had something like this, because I would love to build it and everything. So, but I hope they hear this cafe gets better, bigger. It's already really good, but I hope they get bigger and more people come here, because it's a nice place and it's like half the price as Town Coffee. So if anybody watches this, come here, eat here. It's right next to World Trade Park. But going back to my frustration and my burnt out after my little update for you, it's I don't know. It's like just the feeling of getting burnt out and just like feeling it come on is the worst for me, and trying to figure out why and how to get rid of it. Like, I've said this already in the first part of this video, but I don't know. It's a really crappy feeling to have, and trying to figure out. And I've had this before, and sometimes you just have to plan better, realize the timeline. But other times, maybe for other people in this situation, maybe you have to quit your job, you have to leave your job, or have to leave that certain situation that you're in. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable, and your mental well-being and health is the most important thing. And I know this has happened with me in my past job, the one that I quit a long time ago now, thankfully, is like I was building up to this breakdown, because I could just tell that like I was not happy. I was taking it out on myself, out on Pooja, out on all the circumstances, just because things were not good. And the only way to really rectify that feeling and that stuff was to completely cut ties and leave that situation. And so that gave me the peace of mind and everything. Not really a solution I can do for here, because I want to have this freedom and individuality, and be able to do the things that I want to do and not have to work for someone else, because I realize I can't work for someone else. Really bad at that. So that could be a solution for other relationships, jobs, other bad habits that you're doing. Just cold turkey cutting ties and quitting could be something. But when you're building your own business and kind of your own thing, it's more difficult. You can't just do that. So there's Pooja working digitally, which is good. But yeah, I think that's it. Maybe in another video I'll add to this. I have being consistent with these videos and blogs and everything like that, and building upon it, at least through the frustrations, my frustration. I'm sure Pooja's feeling frustrated as well. Building through those frustrations and continually, moving forward, which is good, and we enjoy it. And there's more up days and down days, but when you have a down day, it seems real down, which really sucks. So I think we're going like this, but eventually we'll just keep going up off the screen. So positivity goes a long way. Affirmations, good thoughts, all that good stuff. So just got to keep practicing and doing that. But that's it. That's the whole update for today, and how I'm feeling, and burnt out, frustrations. So yeah, I'll go inside, ask Pooja if she has an update. If she does, I'll add it to this. If not, we'll see you later. Bye.